The Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and rightful liege lord, Charles III.
On the evening of September 8th, 2022, Prince Charles ascended to the throne, a tainted man, and the new Queen consort by his side did not help the situation. Together they had become emblems of a painful chapter in royal history linked to Princess Diana. As his reign began, many wondered if the unorthodox prince would shed his past and unite a nation. However, 2 years since his proclamation, the king has repeatedly found himself on the wrong side of public sentiment, facing backlash for decisions that seem to echo the very controversies that plagued him before he became king. Here are 5 occasions King Charles III was censured by the British public. In July and August of 2024, the UK witnessed significant riots, fueled by anti-immigration sentiments, following a tragic incident on July 29th, when 3 young girls were killed in a mass stabbing in Southport. Misinformation quickly spread, falsely suggesting that the perpetrator was a Muslim, asylum seeker, inciting widespread protests and violence against immigrant communities. Riots erupted on July 30th and continued until August 5th, involving clashes between far-right groups and counter-protesters in cities such as Rotherham, Liverpool, and Manchester. Over 1,280 arrests were made during this period, with many individuals facing charges for violent acts. King Charles found himself accused of picking sides amid this unrest due to his remarks that some interpreted as supportive of the establishment's stance on immigration. On August 9th, he expressed gratitude to police and emergency services for their efforts in restoring order and praised the community spirit that countered the aggression exhibited by a minority. While he commended those who stood against racism and violence, critics argued that his comments suggested an endorsement of certain community responses, hence the perception that he was fueling protests rather than maintaining a neutral stance. This behavior was seen as unusual for a monarch traditionally expected to remain apolitical. The king's actions sparked a debate about the role of the monarchy in political discourse, with some arguing that he should have refrained from commenting on such divisive issues. These riots highlighted deep societal divisions and dissatisfaction with the monarchy's response to contemporary issues. Because how could the king take sides in an increasingly polarized environment? King Charles has been accused of an extravagant lifestyle at the expense of taxpayers' money. His coronation in May 2023 cost British taxpayers approximately £72 million, a figure that drew widespread criticism amid severe cost of living crisis. Critics, including the organisation Republic, labelled the event as pompous and inappropriate, arguing that such funds could have alleviated financial struggles for many, particularly vulnerable groups like pensioners, who often face rising energy costs with limited incomes. The public outrage has since intensified, with attention now turned to the planned increase in the sovereign grant, set to rise by over $56 million in 2025. The sovereign grant is a percentage of profits from the Crown estate used to fund royal activities. Many have viewed this increase as particularly insensitive during a time when elderly citizens are struggling to afford basic necessities. Questions have risen about how many more pensioners would have to freeze in their homes, while the monarchy indulges in luxury? Public sentiment has reflected deep dissatisfaction, as many citizens have taken to social media to voice their anger, with prominent figures and organisations calling for accountability from the monarchy. The stark contrast between the King's lavish expenditures and the everyday struggles faced by ordinary Britons has painted a vivid picture of a royal family perceived as out of touch with the realities of life for many, especially those living on fixed incomes. Since the beginning of his reign, King Charles has faced significant resistance marked by protests and public dissent that reflect a shift in public sentiment compared to the era of Queen Elizabeth II. On May 6, 2023, during his coronation at Westminster Abbey, anti-monarchist groups, particularly Republic, organised demonstrations across London. Protesters gathered along the procession route, chanting slogans and holding signs that read, "Not my king." The police arrested at least 52 individuals, including Republic's leader Graham Smith, who criticised the monarchy's financial practices and lack of democratic accountability.
16 hours, they've now bailed us, confiscated our phones, and we, absolutely no grounds for arresting us whatsoever.
The protests highlighted a growing discontent among segments of the public regarding the monarchy's relevance and perceived misuse of public funds. The resistance continued on July 5, 2023, during a national service of Thanksgiving at St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh, where the King was once again heckled with "Not my king." This Scottish coronation event saw similar sentiments expressed by members of the public. Although the atmosphere was more subdued than during the London coronation, some attendees voiced their opposition. Reports indicate that there were no significant arrests during this event, but the heckling underscored ongoing tensions between the monarchy and certain factions of Scottish society. And yet again, on November 7, 2023, as the King left Parliament following the state opening, anti-monarchist demonstrators gathered to voice their opposition once more, illustrating a continuous thread of dissent against the monarchy during significant national events. The protests were organised by groups advocating for a republic, emphasising their belief that the monarchy is outdated and undemocratic. The opposition that has marked King Charles III's reign can be attributed to societal shifts towards questioning traditional institutions and their relevance in modern-day society. Allegations regarding King Charles's potential racist remarks emerged prominently after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's revealing interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021.
I was pregnant all around this same time. So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
During this interview, Meghan disclosed that there were concerns and conversations about how dark their son Archie's skin might be before his birth. This explosive claim ignited a firestorm of public interest and scrutiny regarding the royal family's views on race. Omid Scobie, a journalist and co-author of the biography Finding Freedom, further explored these allegations in his book Endgame, released in late November 2023. Scobie's work identified King Charles and Catherine Middleton as the racist royals who allegedly expressed concerns about Archie's skin colour. He based this conclusion on private letters exchanged between Charles and Meghan after the Oprah interview, where Charles reportedly suggested that Meghan share her feelings with Catherine and William. Despite this, Scobie noted that neither Harry nor Meghan received any response from the now Prince and Princess of Wales regarding the race controversy, leading to confusion and upset with the family. In the Oprah interview, Meghan did not name the royal family member who made the alleged comments, but described the emotional toll it took on her. She emphasized that while she was not accusing the royal family of outright racism, she was raising concerns about unconscious bias within the institution. Following the interview, Buckingham Palace issued a statement on behalf of the late Queen, expressing sadness over Harry and Meghan's experiences, while also stating that recollections may vary regarding the allegations. King Charles was reportedly the only royal to address Meghan's allegations directly. In private correspondence, he expressed sadness about the divide within the family, but did not publicly comment on the specifics of the allegations. Meghan clarified in her letter to then Prince Charles that she did not believe the remarks were made with malice, but highlighted a need for awareness regarding unconscious bias. The public's response to these allegations was polarized. Supporters of Harry and Meghan rallied against what they viewed as systemic racism within the royal family, while others defended King Charles and the Princess of Wales, dismissing claims as unfounded rumours. Notably, Prince William publicly stated shortly after the Oprah interview that "We are very much not a racist family," attempting to counteract the negative perceptions surrounding his family.
Sir, have you spoken to your brother since the interview?
No, I haven't spoken yet, but I will do.
And can you just let me know, is the royal family a racist family, sir?
No, we're very much not a racist family.
As discussions surrounding these allegations continue to unfold, they have sparked broader conversations about race within British society and institutions. The revelations from Scobie's Endgame reignited scrutiny of the royal family's past comments on race, leaving many to question how deeply entrenched these issues may be within one of the world's most famous families. On August 24, 2024, the South Yorkshire Police initiated a social media campaign aimed at combating economic crime by asking the public, "Do you know of someone who lives a lavish lifestyle but doesn't have a job?" Their intention was to gather intelligence on individuals who appeared to be living extravagantly without visible means of income. The post emphasized the importance of public cooperation in holding those who consider themselves untouchable accountable before the courts. However, the appeal quickly backfired as it went viral for all the wrong reasons. Instead of serious reports, social media users flooded the police page with humorous responses, predominantly targeting members of the British royal family. Many tweets humorously pointed out King Charles and other royals, highlighting their opulent lifestyles amid ongoing economic challenges faced by many citizens. Comments such as, "Yes, his name is Charles and he lives in Buckingham Palace," and suggestions to check number 10 Downing Street turned the police earnest request into a meme-worthy moment. The unexpected turn of events showcased the public's satirical response to a serious initiative, transforming it into a viral online sensation. While the police aimed to shed light on genuine economic crimes, they inadvertently ignited widespread commentary on the monarchy's perceived disconnect from everyday struggles. The juxtaposition of royal extravagance against the backdrop of financial strain has fueled ongoing debates about the monarchy's relevance and accountability in contemporary society.